Hello, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Masā al-khair. Welcome to the University of Michigan, Dearborn. My name is Wissam al-Maligi. I'm the director of the Center for Arab American Studies, and I'm associate professor of Arabic Studies and Comparative Literature here at the university. I'm originally from Egypt, so if you notice an accent or some words that are Egyptian, you know why. I'm very happy to welcome you all to the Dearborn Open Mic by the Arab American Center for Culture and Arts. And it's a staple of the University of Michigan Dearborn to be open to the community and to host community members in addition to students and faculty. And it's our pleasure to be opening up the floor for the Dearborn Open Mic in English. And I would love to introduce Wissam Sharafuddin. He's the first Wissam, I'm the second Wissam. So thank you so much, and welcome to our guests and to our speakers today. Thank you.
All right, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us in Dearborn Open Mic. Thank you, Dr. Wissam, and thank you to the Center for Arab American Studies for hosting Dearborn Open Mic. First, I would like to start with a land acknowledgement. So we acknowledge that we are gathered on the ancestral lands of the Anishinaabe Nation. We recognize the crimes that were committed against the indigenous people of the land when it was colonized. We recognize the pain and betrayal the indigenous people have felt when the U.S. government abrogated several treaties with the Indian tribes. We recognize their enduring connection to this territory and express respect for their resistance. As immigrants to this land now known as Michigan, we honor the histories and cultures of the indigenous peoples across all occupied lands, past and present, and pledge that we will stand with the oppressed and fight against occupation, ethnic cleansing, and genocide everywhere and every time till peace spreads throughout Earth. So welcome to Dearborn Open Mic, a program proudly brought to you by the Arab American Center for Culture and Arts, media covered by Dearborn Blog, and hosted by the Center for Arab American Studies. DOME stands as a platform offering a unique space where individuals can congregate and freely express themselves. It serves as a virtual stage where creativity and diversity are not only celebrated, but also showcased. Dearborn Open Mic provides a warm and supportive environment for people from diverse backgrounds to share their stories, ideas, and talents. Since its inception in 2017, Dearborn Open Mic has curated a rich tapestry of events, including poetry readings, storytelling sessions, live music performances, and open mics. These gatherings serve as a creative playground for artists to unveil their talents and connect with like-minded individuals. Dearborn Open Mic English transcends mere expression. It fosters a vibrant community where people can come together with a sense of belonging and unity and break down barriers, celebrating diversity and practicing free speech. Also at Dearborn Open Mic, we believe that culture and intellect, when divorced from pressing humanitarian challenges of our time, immediately become hypocritical. Therefore, here at Dearborn Open Mic, we expect and prioritize segments that reinforce our humanity and address its most pressing challenges. Please note that nothing expressed at the mic is automatically endorsed by any of the sponsors, hosts, or other participants. I am happy to introduce our first guest, and thank you for your patience. Alex, who is the director of the Speakers Bureau at the Rank Michigan Vote, and a seasoned computer systems consultant with over a decade of experience. With a unique blend of technical expertise and civic passion, Alex is helping lead the movement for a stronger and fairer democracy in Michigan. If you haven't heard about Rank My Vote, it is time for you to hear it. And not only that, the purpose of this meeting is actually to empower you to become an ambassador for Rank My Vote, because it's much needed in today's world. Alex.
Thank you.
a second here. Well, thank you for that introduction, and thank you for coming to hear us talk about ranked choice voting. We're Rank My Vote. We're here to bring ranked choice voting to Michigan. If you haven't already done a ranked choice voting election, you can use the URL code or use the QR code there. It'll take you to a mock election. Normally we go through that, but it takes a while to get through that. So we'll just go through something a little bit quicker today. Again, so we're going to talk first about what is ranked choice voting. We're going to talk then about how ranked choice voting improves on the plurality or the current election system, which is single choice voting. We'll talk about our plan. We've put together a constitutional amendment proposal. We need to get 600,000 signatures this year and 2 million votes next year if we want to bring ranked choice voting to Michigan. And then hopefully we'll have a little bit of time for Q&A. So like everyone to go ahead and just think for a second, what's the first word or two that comes to mind when you think about politics today?
Hellish.
Corruption. What's that?
Hellish.
Hellish.
Divisive.
Divisive.
Degradation.
Degradation.
Hope.
Hope? Oh, wow. That's a rare positive comment about politics today.
Only the U.S.?
The U.S., yes.
All right. Well, hopefully.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad there's some positive comments.
The night is darkest before the dawn.
So Pew Research did a study across America, across ideological lines, across geographic lines, and these were the words that most often came up. The bigger the circle, the more often that word was used in describing politics today. So we see a lot of words there that divisive, corrupt, broken, polarized, self-centered, confusing. We heard a few of these just now. I think we can agree that politics today can be improved. I think that can be something we can agree on. Some of these words, we see trends saying that these words are getting worse. I can show you studies where the numbers here behind the number of Americans saying these words is very high numbers, higher than they've been in decades. So we don't think it's just this, it's just today. We don't think it's just anything. We think we have a broken system. In our system, majorities get split. We have polarization, divisiveness, instability. Politicians do not represent their community, and voters are disenfranchised. Here's an example election that's not too far from here. This is District 13 here in Michigan. This is 2022. This was the Democratic primary. In the Democratic primary in this particular district, whoever wins the election because it's a very blue district. Sri Tanadar won the election with 28% of the vote and won representation of that community. 72% of the voters voted against Sri Tanadar. He is the only non-Black candidate in a majority Black district. So we look at this and say this is probably not representative of necessarily what that community really supports. Ranked choice voting helps change this and helps prevent this. I'm going to give you a quick explainer to kind of get us going along a little faster. This was done by the Academy Awards, who, by the way, use ranked choice voting to vote for their movie winners. Oops.
Nominations for Academy Awards are a little different from the average winner-takes-all voting system. When Academy members fill out their Oscars ballot, they use a voting system that employs the fairest possible outcome for nominations and for who wins the Oscar for Best Picture. It's called ranked choice voting, otherwise known as preferential voting. Here's how it works. Let's imagine we're trying to pick the best movie snack. We've got popcorn, candy, chocolate, and soda. Each voter will rank the snacks in order of preference, starting with their favorite, followed by their second, third, and fourth choice. Once all of the first choice votes are counted, if the snack receives the majority of the votes, it's automatically the winner. If no one gets over 50%, In a winner-take-all system, candy would still win. But in a ranked choice system, the snack with the fewest votes is eliminated. So if soda was your first choice, your vote now goes to your second choice. Still no winner. Let's eliminate the next snack and redistribute its votes. Uh-oh, the second place choice on this ballot was already eliminated. Let's take their third choice instead. Good thing they completed their full ballot. This process continues until one snack reaches 50%. Yay! We have a winner. Popcorn. The majority has spoken.
Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to move on. There we go. So any basic questions on how ranked choice voting works? Fairly self-explanatory. Just continue to voting until someone gets to a majority. Here is an example of what a ranked choice ballot would actually look like. Candidates are down listed on the left, and you get to choose your choices from first to fourth across the top. In our proposal, you can, if you want to only choose one, you can choose one just like you do today. You don't have to choose all four if you don't want to, but if you do that, you're giving up your own power as a voter. As a voter, the more preferences you express, the more power you have, the more influence you have on an election. Candidates need to campaign, and as you saw, popcorn would not have won that first round under first choice only voting. But when second choice and second preferences were expressed, popcorn was able to win that election. That's how candidates have to campaign under a ranked choice election. They can't campaign only to someone's first place vote. They have to campaign to second and third place votes, which forces the candidates to appeal across a broader community. Here's another example election, another fake election, obviously. We have Luke Skywalker here competing against Darth Vader. And in this particular jurisdiction, looks like most people support the light side of the Force. So Luke Skywalker wins this in a normal single choice election, 60-40, not a problem. But what happens if Leia decides to run? Now, Leia and Luke have pretty much the same kind of ideologies, right? So the problem is now Leia is she's not going to pull very many votes from the dark side of the Force. She's only going to pull votes from the light side of the Force. So as a result, she and Luke split the light side of the Force. Under plurality, we see that Darth Vader wins this election. Darth Vader didn't gain more votes. He still has less than 50% of the total votes. Yet he wins this election because the majority of people in the community split their votes. So he still does not represent the majority, does not represent greater than 50%. Now let's take a look at what ranked choice voting would do. Again, two candidates. Luke Skywalker gets the majority of the votes, he wins. But what happens under ranked choice voting, like we saw in the example, no one has more than 50%. Since no one has reached that threshold, we eliminate the last place competitor. In this case, it would be Luke Skywalker. And we can be pretty confident that most people voting for Luke Skywalker would vote for Leia second. So Leia now ends up with 60% of the vote, and she wins the election. What's kind of key here is that if you're a Star Wars nerd like I am, you know that Leia is really the best candidate of those three. Under single choice voting, Leia can't win. The best candidate for the community cannot win under single choice voting. Yet under ranked choice voting, she wins. Under single choice voting, what would really have happened? We would have said to Leia, please don't run, or she would have self-selected herself out of the race. We never would have had the opportunity to have the best leader for this community in this race. Oops, hit the wrong button. There we go. So ranked choice voting builds a healthier fundamental democracy. There's no more spoiler effect. Everyone is encouraged to run. You bring more candidates into the election. You bring more voices into the election under ranked choice voting. It gives you more diverse candidates and empowers broadly appealing candidates from any party. To win an election, you have to get more than just first place votes. You need second place votes. So you need more people voting for you. That again empowers broadly appealing candidates. On the voter side, it gives you more options, allows you to express more preferences. You can vote for somebody, and you also can still vote against somebody. As opposed to today, you have your sort of strategic voting, like, okay, I really like candidate A, But I can't vote for that candidate because he's not likely to win. So I'm going to vote for candidate B. But the problem is you're not really voting your conscience, you're not voting for who you really want. In districts where their vote doesn't matter because they are voting, say you're a blue voter in a red district or a red voter in a blue district where your vote has really no consequence on the election. It's very discouraging to vote under those circumstances, but under ranked choice voting, you're encouraged to vote because your second choice may still make the difference in that election. 17% more ballots have meaningful impact. Again, you can vote for third parties, not worry about also not having an impact on the election. And the bottom line is this third bullet here. Voters using ranked choice voting are satisfied and think it's easy. Look at these jurisdictions: New York City, Utah, Portland, and Virginia Republicans. That's a pretty wide arrangement of ideologies, all supporting ranked choice voting. And on the right, you can see 95% find it simple, 82% find it easy, and 91% understood it. It's a simple system. It's easy to vote in. When RCV is used, candidates use fewer negative or neutral words and more positive words during debates. Ranked choice voting, getting a last place vote in ranked choice voting is really going to be difficult to win an election. You want to avoid last place votes. So what's the best way to get last place votes? Campaign negatively. Campaign on character. That turns people off from you. If you say that your rival is a bad person, the people supporting that rival are going to now vote you last. And that doesn't work very well in ranked choice voting. Oops, didn't mean to go back, my bad. Candidates engage in fewer personal attacks, focus more on the issues, and candidates collaborate more. If you look at the candidates A, B, C, and D, look at A, B, and C representing the light side of the force, D representing the dark side of the force. A and B, under the current election system, would be incentivized to campaign against each other and attack each other with personal attacks because they're trying to steal voters from each other. Under ranked choice voting, they actually would collaborate. Here's the current status in America. Statewide, it's being used in Maine and Alaska, the two red states. All the purple states have jurisdictions using ranked choice voting. That's 60 jurisdictions. The largest one is New York City is using it. 5 new cities in 2024 are now using ranked choice voting, including Washington, D.C. The blue states are states that have runoff voting. They ask people to come back for an election to vote for if someone hasn't reached 50%, because they do have a majority requirement, the same requirement that we have in ranked choice voting. But they actually give ranked choice voting ballots to people who are overseas or from military. So they're actually using ranked choice voting for people who have a better reason for not coming back for an election. But they still spend over $100 million running the runoff elections, which is a lot more money than it would cost to implement ranked choice voting. In Michigan, we are green because we have 5 cities who want ranked choice voting, have voted for it, but they can't implement it because the ballot language, even though that we have a constitutional Home City Rule Act, which says that cities are allowed to use what kind of election system they wish. But unfortunately, it's not being enforced because of ballot language, which is, let's say, legally questionable, but that's the position that we're in. So what's our plan to fix all this? We want a state constitutional amendment. Here's all the races that we'd like to have for ranked choice voting for general election: gubernatorial, presidential, U.S. Senate and House, Secretary of State, Attorney General, and Michigan House and Senate. These will also be voted for in the primaries, except for Secretary of State and Attorney General will still be nominated by their parties as they currently are. Here's the details of our proposal. We're going to empower localities to choose their election types. So cities are no longer going to be denied the ability to choose their election type, going to basically enforce the Home City Rule Act. We want to enact ranked choice for all single seat elections for major party primaries and a general election. We want to enable all candidates to run as an independent. We want to allow straight ticket voters to actually rank their parties. So you can go, if you want to go in and just vote for, say, a straight Democrat or a straight Green Party or a straight Republican or a straight Libertarian, you can do that. But you also can rank the parties if you wish under our proposal. And finally, we want to require the legislature to allocate funding for election worker training and voter education. Basically, we don't want an excuse that we don't have the money to implement it. How do we get there? We're finalizing the ballot as we speak. We'll be wrapping that up within the month. And we want to get the ballot signature requirements out there by 2025. We'll need 600,000 signatures this year. 600,000 is basically, that is enough to account for more than the minimum number in case any ballot signatures get thrown out. And finally, in 2026, we hope to vote for it. It'll be coinciding with an election where we anticipate that the governor will win the election without a majority vote. We're going to have 3 very strong candidates for governor. And so there's a very good chance that whoever wins will not represent the majority of Michiganders. I mean, they might, but there's a chance that it won't. So under Rank My Vote, we are nonpartisan, grassroots, volunteer-driven, nonprofit, and we're 5 of 5 in cities passed here in Michigan. So we need your help. It's just that simple. We're volunteer, grassroots driven. We are not big money funded like some other states tried to do. We want to educate people and get people to vote for it because they know it's the right thing to do. So here's our website. Any donation is helpful. The more people we have donating, the more donations we bring to our movement. Volunteer, get our weekly newsletter, attend our upcoming events. You can do all of that through rankmyvote.org. We have presences on all the social websites, and you can go ahead and just use the QR code if that's easier for you. So that's the end of the presentation. Does anyone have any questions they'd like to ask about ranked choice voting?
I have some questions, but I don't know if that's going to be part of the presentation that's being taped. I don't know how that works.
I think you can go ahead and ask.
So I remember ranking my choices in the primary for judges. Does that make sense, what I've done that?
You would have voted for multiple judges?
Yeah, so that was,
But,
I mean, that was an example of ranked choice voting, right?
not really, because you weren't ranking the judges. You were just choosing how many, like you might have chosen 2 judges out of 4 or 5 or something.
Okay. But I got to vote for more than one.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's a little.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's a little bit different. And
Well, I
yeah.
understand that,
Okay.
but at least you give a flavor of being able to vote for more than one.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Understand. And then, so this year, we ballot canvassers won't have to worry about just doing it in our county, right? That still stands where you can get people from any county.
As
On
I-
the same ballot.
As I understand it, yes.
Yeah.
Well, they sign the right.
So that'll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. And then, as we're talking about raising money, I've told a couple friends, I said, well, depending on what your income tax return is going to be, you might want to say to yourself, well, okay, I can do that. And then, so in terms of questions, like I said, I didn't have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I know, I'm sorry. In there, you said why the cities can't do it because of ballot language? What do you mean, ballot language?
The ballots have to meet a certain requirement in terms of the way they're laid out, and ranked choice voting ballots don't meet that criteria. To me, it's a bit like someone turns in a correct answer on a test, but they missed a couple periods
So
and they're
is
not
that
being allowed to turn it in.
state to make that change?
We can basically, we'd have to take it to the courts, and we could do that, but that would cost time and money that we would rather
But
take.
It would be she or he that would be doing that, the Secretary of State.
I'm sorry, repeat that, please.
Would it be the Secretary of State that would have to, or is there like an
It would be
election
a combination
commission?
of the Secretary of State, the Attorney General's office, and our own elected representatives. having
Okay,
to
so
change.
everybody gets.
Yeah, there's a lot of complicated factors in making that
Okay.
work out, mostly lawyers.
Thank you.
Yeah, basically. Yes, thank you. One of our OG representatives from, so she was here when they were actually going through that probably, huh?
Yes.
Yes. I was post that. That's it?
I have one question.
Sure.
So let's say, if, especially because we're on a college campus right now, if you're a college student and you don't have extra money to donate, you're taking 20 credits because you're trying to graduate early, so you don't have a lot of extra time on your hands either. Is there anything simple that college students can do to help get ranked choice voting enacted?
Well, in volunteering in general, we have actually a college field team dedicated to just college campuses. We have representatives at most college campuses. We don't have one here yet. So that would be a good opportunity to help us get going with that. Get to work with other college students and get to work with college students across the state. So that would be a lot of fun. And, you know, everyone has a difficult amount of time to work with, I'm sure, but at the same time, it could be a lot of fun and it could get a chance to really reach out within your own campus. I know that we actually had one of our presenters got to present to a U of M Dearborn class, a political class. So just an opportunity for us to speak and speak to more people. I'd like to think of us as like Johnny Appleseed, planting ranked choice voting messages throughout the state, because the more people get exposed to it, the more they like it. That's a great question. Thank you.
And U of M Dearborn and Henry Ford and a few other colleges are in this Democracy Institute.
Oh,
So if you could contact one of the teachers, they could probably do something. I mean, I don't know that they would be able to get into something specific like that. But, and the other thing is, you know, always carry one, you know, a petition with you. You never know who you're gonna, you know, especially now that we can do any county. You know,
I call them coffee shop conversions, and they're very useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're going to Easter or you are with your family celebrating Eid, right? Those are the times where education is really important and those seeds can be planted, right? So whether
absolutely.
you're waiting for your professor to get to class and you're all standing in the hallway and you happen to talk about ranked choice voting, or you're with your family and everybody's getting grouchy about politics, if you say, hey, I've got a way we can solve this, right?
And as a student, you actually have access to lots of groups. So opportunity to talk to groups and have someone come present to your groups, or simply sometimes there's this opportunity to set up a little table somewhere and say, hey, do you want to learn more about ranked choice voting? So it doesn't take a lot of time and effort. Yes, sir?
So I know you said you were finalizing the ballots this month. So they'll come out some point after that. Do we know when they would be due by with the signatures in order to have this on the next election?
Sure. So the plan is to start a signature collecting on Memorial Day. And we have, the way it works, you have 180 consecutive days of signature gathering. So you can pick any 180 days. So if the first day you get no signatures, you can start the next day, if that makes sense. But typically your first day you have a lot. So typically it's 180 days from that point. And sometime in November, I don't know the exact date, if we use 180 days for that.
But if you sign up for the newsletter, you'll definitely be getting the date.
For sure.
And in terms of learning, I guess I like to use the word normalizing ranked choice voting. So I just did this again for my book club, and I use a website, and it's called rankedchoices.com. And so it's so easy to set up, it's free. So I've got a list of 13 books, and so far 6 people have done it. And I told them, this is why I'm doing it, because I want you to get used to it. And everyone that's responded, I think there's 5 of them, have said, hey, I love this. It was so easy. So, you know, trying to normalize it. If you're trying to figure out where you want to go somewhere, lucky people, you know, list everything and rank them.
We rank things every day.
Yeah.
We really do. And there's nothing really unusual about that. I think my time is up. So, thank you all for all your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. So there's other ways to vote and to carry our democracy, and this is the most important message in this. There's better ways. Most of Europe on these better ways, and we just have to get the word out because our job is we want to get this on the ballot so we can change the way this is done, and we're not going to be the first ones. There are already 4 states that have changed their to rank my vote, and also there are multiple cities across the nation. So I would like to introduce our next guest, and I'm excited about his performance today because this is his premiere performance. So our next guest is Hussein Sheikhani, known as Hussein of Wonder, who is a singer, songwriter from the greater Detroit area. He performs simple but emotional songs that come from his heart. He is Pakistani American and works as an engineer for his day job. Welcome, Hussein.
Right there.
Yeah, you can.
In the middle, or how are we doing?
You want to?
Yeah. Here, you can see me. All right, I'll stand up. All right, right in front of the projector.
Yeah, can we turn off the projector?
Turn it off.
Yeah, it's on the
You can just make it
black.
Oh, me? I'm right there too. or I could step out if it's too much.
Hide screen. You know, we can put you here.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's gonna be
Okay. Even more intimate. Wow. How about that? Okay. All right. So yeah, my name is Hussein. I'm happy to present some original songs. And the first song I'll sing 3. If there's enough time, I can shorten it up. You want to try to still do 10 minutes? Or
yeah, sure.
okay.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll do 3 songs. The first song is called "I Was Dreaming of You." I can't keep the time when I'm with you. Every word rhymes when I sing to you. I was learning to fly so I could fly to you. I was dreaming of you, then all my dreams came true. I was dreaming of you, then all my dreams came true. I was dreaming of you, then all my dreams came true. I was dreaming of you, then all my dreams came true. I was dreaming of you. I was dreaming of you. Ooh, ooh, I was dreaming of you. Ooh, ooh, I was dreaming of you. I was dreaming of you. I was searching for why, but what I should have asked was who. I was trying to cry, but no one to my heart was true. I was stuck there a while, until my feet turned blue. I was dreaming of you, then all my dreams came true. I was dreaming of you, then all my dreams came true. I was dreaming of you, then all my dreams came true. I was dreaming of you, then all my dreams came true. I was dreaming of you. I was dreaming of you. Ooh, ooh, I was dreaming of you. Ooh, ooh, I was dreaming of you. Ooh, ooh, I was dreaming of you. Snow is so cold, but it has such beauty too. When my strings were first strung, ooh, my heart rang true. I came with a little, but I left with all of you. I was dreaming of you, then all my dreams came true. I was dreaming of you, then all my dreams came true. I was dreaming of you, then all my dreams came true. I was dreaming of you, then all my dreams came true. I was dreaming of you. I was dreaming of you. Ooh, ooh, I was dreaming of you. Ooh, ooh, I was dreaming of you. Ooh, ooh, I was dreaming of you. I was dreaming of you the other night. I was dreaming of you, and all your dreams came true. Yeah. All right. What is the song called? I was dreaming of you. Yeah, I nailed it. Yeah, that's simple and nothing complex. It's not like politics, right? Let's have the simple one. So the next song is called "Can You Do the Dishes, Please?" I don't know if any households here have issues with dishes, but yeah, this is
Just let me do the dishes, please.
yeah, this this song is based off a true story. So here we go. So here we go. Can you do the dishes, please? 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 I saw my wife in the kitchen. Ooh, 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 ooh. I said, girl, you look good for the picking. I talk like this sometimes. She said, can you do the dishes, please? 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 She said, you know I've been up to my knees in D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D. And all day long your kids are like da 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 da. And all day long you're like la 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 la. So can you do the dishes, please? 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 I said, oh my girl, forgive me please. When I witnessed your beauty, I started to sing. Now I see the dishes clearly. They're saying, can you wash me, make me clean? So I rolled up my sleeves and I started the water. But feelings inside me got hotter and hotter. I had to figure out a way to pass the time. Why do I sing a little catchy rhyme? Can you do the dishes, please? Can you do the dishes, please? Can you do the dishes, please? All right, thank you so much. The last song is called "The Skies for Your Blue." It's very simple and it's kind of like a poem, but yeah, I hope you guys like it. When I came across a corner and I saw there was no place to hide, I saw fields across the border, I saw a future open wide. For the living dead there is no mourner, I have searched far, I've tried. The love of life pour over your heart and remove everything else inside. To show you your dreams there is no porter. If anyone has one, they've lied. Time is never ending, but when I sing you sound surprised. And when I dream it is not hoping, it's not just a feeling bottled inside. The universe is shifting to fill the skies where I will glide. My love for you is endless, and my love for you is true. My hope in you is not pretending, the skies for you are blue. And with my soul I will now journey to the horizons of my life. There is no need to worry, because my dreams are truly mine. All right, thank you so much.
I like the dishes as one. That was
All right, for the sake of time, I was on the schedule, but I usually I'm a fill-in, so I'm gonna because we're running out of time, I'm gonna reschedule my participation into another night. But I am happy to introduce to you our next guest, who is Mo Rida, a friend of mine, an educator and a filmmaker. Mo actually is most known for his 48 hours film festival that he used to host in Dubai, where movie makers came and they had 48 hours to make movies, and he ran that festival for a few years. Today he will be presenting a story about sound and furry. I'm not going to put words into his mouth, so I'm going to only use the title that he gave me. And without further ado, Mo Rida.
Hello. All right. Thanks for having me with you guys today, and thank you, Wissam. I'll get right into it. These are just some meditations on sound. I don't know how sensitive you guys are to sound and light, but I'm a very sensitive person to those things, and this is a little something I came up with. All right, so too many things in this experience we call life are taken for granted. Sound is one of them. Sound is a form of energy that travels in waves. So think of the waves of the ocean. A sound wave is a lot like that. Although invisible to the naked eye, when observed through a recording device, looks a lot like that familiar wave you see on the beach. Sound is transmitted through a medium by way of vibration. That medium can be air, water, or solid, probably things that we've learned in science class, and maybe I had forgotten them, but I had to freshen up on them. But hence the expression, sound does not travel in a vacuum. It needs a medium. The vibrations we humans are most familiar with are the human voice and the vibrations produced by nature, animals, and musical instruments. But in this modern day experience, I think we have more competing sound than ever before, layer upon layer of engines humming, electronic dings and pings and dongs, machines clumping, clattering, speakers sputtering, splattering, TVs shuddering, radios stuttering, mobile devices in every hand, microphones recording every sound, headphones feeding those sounds back to us, amplifiers extending their reach, devices and machines all ready, willing, and able to record everything. There is a lot out there. And in this unique situation that we find ourselves in, this soundscape, so to speak, that surrounds us, we tend to filter things out. In some ways, we've been programmed to let a lot of these sounds just bypass, and where do they end up? I of the opinion that they're somewhere still in there. I mean, they're sound, right? They're registering somehow. So it's not in our conscious awareness. It's in one ear and out the other, but I think there might be something that maybe gets stuck somewhere along the way. While we do hear these sounds, we're not really listening. They're definitely still there, but we give them no notice. What we automatically process as non-essential and unthreatening sound becomes the ambient atmosphere that we swim in, the way a fish pays no mind to water, the water that engulfs it. In order to function, most of the sounds surrounding us are relegated directly to our subconscious. This is what I think, where they find a compartmentalized landing spot. We become desensitized to the humdrum of all those various to the variations in the audio sphere, and we're only jolted when our flight or fight instincts are suddenly activated. Our drive for survival is very much supported by our ability to hear and process sound in accordance with their threat or reward levels. So think of when one hears the sound of a car screeching, or the crash of two large objects, or the loud sound of an explosion that might be too close, or the anguished cry of another living creature. while we do tend to relegate the byproducts of sound that emanate from modern technology and machinery to background noise, it's worth noting that we prioritize in our conscious awareness what we consider to be threatening. So that's one of the things that we do with our ears automatically. So okay, so in some ways, I lost my place here. So it's worth noticing that we prioritize in our conscious awareness what we consider important to us. In some way, this can be translated to how we think and judge music. Okay, so if we find it interesting, if we find it interesting and give it our attention, then it's music to our ears. But if we find it tedious and uninspiring, then the question remains: is it noise or is it music? So, that's for you guys to decide. So at its core, music is an emotional expression, one of the most essential and basic to human existence. Just like in other art forms, in music, we try to express things that are limited in words. We look for catharsis, communication, and connection. Connections with ourselves, connections with others, and with the world that we inhabit. In music, we hope to build communities as we gather to hear harmonies and melodies and listen to stories. And on another level, we create our cultural identities in these gatherings. And taking it one step further, these gatherings can also be the basis of religious and spiritual experience when the weight of a ritual is acknowledged as such. So there's no shortage of musical festivals that on the surface might resemble some form of New Age pilgrimage ritual. In many of these scenarios, music is an emotional release, whether it is intended to release one from everyday stress or as a conduit of nurturing one's soul, like a spiritual elixir, so to speak. Its power is in it that it helps one forget certain momentarily discomfort while encouraging some form of transpersonal perspective. It's not uncommon to hear someone say that the music was so good that it took me to another world. So on the one hand, music can be thought of as, some sort of an elixir to our existence, and it helps foster existential harmony. Through musical harmony, we may find balance, comfort, peace, solace, social cohesion, meaning, and melodic expression. But on the other hand, music as a commercially packaged product meant for consumption and financial profit, if analyzed and critiqued properly, I think it may be considered suspect. So while pop music still has the capacity to invoke an emotional and physical reaction, this packaged product that has financial benefit as its starting point is heavily reliant on a familiar, structured formula that resembles more of a lab-produced pill, easily swallowed and digested, but that has its set of side effects. While it's undeniable that it has some effect on the listener or consumer, it is ultimately shallow in its regurgitated form and numbing in its all too familiar fleeting projection. In many stages, this is of course my opinion, in many stages, the experiences of our lives, we make connections and meanings that are either shallow and fleeting or deep and significant. And as we go along and gain some experience and understanding, we realize increasingly that it's the significant connections that require more time, effort, and attention. I can go on and on about the sociological and psychological, spiritual, existential implications with the modern format or the phenomenon known as pop music or packaged art, but I'd probably prefer to just refer you to the thought that was expressed in the book by Walter Benjamin, Art in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction, written in 1935. The underlying theme of the book is that when everything becomes a copy of a copy, what do we make of originality and genuine art form? The concept of aura is invoked on a regular basis in the book in how we experience music or art when it's the real thing or when it's a copy of that thing. So it's a pretty interesting book. I would maybe take a look at that one. There are other studies along the way, but I do like that one. Okay, so moving on. So if we're to understand sound and music in this way, perhaps we're better equipped to navigate the sea of vibration. Perhaps we may be more conscious in our processing of the plethora of sound surrounding us. If we pay more attention to the weight of sound and potential effects and prioritize significance in our understanding of it, while also filtering out the distractions and the noise that are so ubiquitous in our environment, then perhaps we can build more significant connections, meaningful moments, and better understand ourselves and others. So at its core, music is, sound, music is energy, or let me go back to Tesla. Okay, so Nikola Tesla once said that if you want to understand the universe, think of energy, frequency, and vibration. And music, in a lot of ways, is energy, frequency, and vibration. Sound is energy, frequency, and vibration. So that was one idea that really resonated with me. But how many of you guys are familiar with Pythagoras? Sure. Yeah. So Pythagoras?
Pythagoras?
Yeah. Okay. So Pythagoras intuitively came up with some interesting ideas. I mean, he's better known for his philosophical and mathematical contributions, but he made some foundational contributions to our understanding of music, particularly in the realm of harmony and harmonic intervals. So intuitively, he utilized mathematics and his understanding of celestial bodies to formulate his theories. He proposed that celestial bodies, planets, stars, moved in mathematically precise orbits, creating an inaudible music of the spheres. We've heard that expression, I'm sure. His work was foundational in our understanding of harmony, as he laid the groundwork for musical ratios. So Pythagoras believed that music had healing and moral powers, a concept later called ethos in Greek thought. His early followers used specific melodies and rhythms to calm their minds, something akin to musical medicine, to purify their souls and to align themselves with cosmic harmony. His work transformed music from an art into a mathematical science, revealing its deep connection to number and nature. His discoveries remain central to acoustics, tuning, and the philosophy of music. Legend has it that he came up with his theories while experimenting with a single-stringed instrument while meditating on the stars. He even suggested that there was an underlying connection between the universe and of the cosmos and our expressions in musical form. So without turning this into a lecture on ancient Greek thought and its influence, it must be also mentioned that Plato was heavily influenced by the Pythagorean discoveries and took it a step further to suggest that the ultimate reality of our existence was structured by abstract forms. Music to Plato wasn't just sound, it was a gateway to divine geometry. This synergy shaped Western philosophy, science, and art for millennia. So while Pythagoras thought that planets moved in mathematically precise orbits, creating celestial music, Plato took it to the next level by suggesting that the divine craftsman constructs the universe using geometry and harmonic proportions. So in his Republic, amongst in other places, he made some comments on this, but in his book, The Republic, Plato believed that the philosopher king must study music to grasp the music of justice and governance. One last note on both of these great thinkers. They were both of the opinion that corrupt music breeds chaos and virtuous music fosters moral order and social harmony. Final thought on this is there have been a number of experiments. I don't know if you guys have come across this where they use frequency on water and fine sand grains. They're amazing. If we had time, I would have like to pull them up and maybe show them. There is a an effect that we can see, proof that we can see what kind of effect, and it's a beautiful effect. When you create a certain frequency, certain geometric forms are formed in this matter, and they're just so balanced and beautiful to look at. It's almost magical. So if we're to think of, these elements such as water, that are affected so obviously by sound and frequency, then what are we to make of us as humans who are 70% water? Are we not somewhat affected, whether it's emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, what have you? So on that thought, I'll leave you to think about it for yourself. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mo. And on that note, we're going to leave you with beautiful music with Kareem Qannour, who's, his music has its own capacity of bridging that culture and spiritual realm between the West and the East. And that will be our happy ending for tonight. While Kareem pulls his guitar, every Dearborn open mic, we usually hold it and third Thursday now on almost each month. You can follow Dearborn blog and other social media to get the details. Every time we have a little talk from a nonprofit organization, and we have a small talk, and then we have usually poetry, storytelling, sometimes stand-up comedy, and we usually have 1 or 2 music performances. We try to squeeze all that in an hour, and we usually have catering available. Today it was delayed, so we're not gonna have it, but next time for sure we'll have it prepared. Thank you.
Sound right? Sounds good. That was a trivia question. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having us as musicians. I guess here I am, lovely talk more about music. I'm like, yeah, that's a good introduction for me. Keep talking about it. It's beautiful. The songs that you wrote are not just beautiful, they're creative. Hussein, I like that.